Those little flowers are not completely shown on the canvas. They're lined up right at the edge. You know what I mean? So if I get you up close and we look, we have that flower, the flower, the flower. And that is completely accurate. And then we have a vachetta tab on the front that says the name and Paris with yellow stitching. So that is all accurate. Okay, this next photo you're going to see, I want you to look at the piping on these two bags. When we zoom in here, you can see that the piping does not go all the way to the top on the bags. It does stop right down here, and then it gets sewn and tucked in. And if you can see in that photo, there's a finishing stitch that goes down each one of these right here at the top on the corners. So we have all of that is completely accurate as well. All right, and then we're going to zoom in again, and what we're going to do is we're going to look at the very bottom of this front pouch. And if you look at the front of this pouch, right around that piping again, what we see is that the very bottom of this pouch should have a line of those flowers that goes all the way around it, and it's just like the top leaf part of that flower is missing, right? It starts right above the center hole of that flower. So let's look at the bottom of mine. Now, let me turn it this way so you can see more of it. Now, if you can see mine, it's really close, but it's actually off just a tiny, tiny bit. This canvas is pushed over toward the front just a little bit more than it should be, actually. So these little flowers right here that I'm talking about should be pulled back a little tiny bit more than they are, because the bottom of this row of the canvas should be centered on the bottom, and you should have the flower here and the flower here evenly spaced on each side. So the canvas on the bottom of the bag I have right here is actually shifted over just a little bit. It's not bad, and it's not bad enough that if someone wasn't very, very familiar with this, that they wouldn't, or that they would notice, but it is something that I picked up on, so it's something I'm going to point out to y'all. Okay, the next photo we're going to look at actually shows the inside of these two pouches. So you can see they both have a brown textile lining. The smaller pouch in the front has no pockets, nothing in it, and then the larger pouch in the back should have one pocket with the tag. So we can see we have that brown textile lining, no pockets in the front pouch. And then in the back one, we have that same textile lining, and you do get the little, branding tag pouch right there. I couldn't think for a minute. Then this next photo, we're going to look at the hardware and the zippers, and we're going to zoom over a little bit. So each zipper should have an L and a V on it. So if we look at the zippers on here, I'm not sure how well this will focus for y'all to be able to see this. But if you can see there, we do have the accurate markings on the zippers. The zippers look like the same shape, the same coloration, hardware color, all of that. So hardware is accurate. And then we're going to go back really quickly to this first photo, or I'm just going to show you the best photo I have of this. But one thing that got my attention when I received this was this chain. So this chain is completely accurate. It looks the exact same. There's no difference there. But I noticed that this chain does not have a clip itself. So the chain is made to clip onto the little clips on your smaller pouch here. And I thought that was a little strange, but that is completely accurate in how this was designed. So this chain will not go on the larger pouch. It only goes on the smaller one. But that is how it's designed. That is completely accurate. Now, if we zoom in here on these little logo tags on the front, we can see they have the branding in them. We can see they have yellow stitching across them. And then we can see they have a red trim. So if you can see that, that is all accurate as well. We have the yellow stitching across the top of the tag. We have the red trim. This looks a little bit brighter than it does in the photos, but this is actually fairly accurate. It is not a super, super bright red. It's looking brighter because of my ring light. So this does look accurate to me. Okay, this next photo is going to show us a picture of the back of the largest pouch. And if we zoom in here, we can see we should have 3 of the LVs right dead center. And on either side of the LV, we're going to have just a little tiny piece of one of those like hollow pointy floret parts that sticks out next to those. And that is totally accurate. So we have the little piece that sticks out. We have 1, 2, 3 right in the middle. Now let's see how well this one is lined up on the back. So at the very bottom here, it looks like we should have about half of a flower sticking up on the bottom. So that looks like it is lined up very well. We can look at the corners and see that each corner should have just a little tiny speck poking up and just a little tiny round bit on the corner here, and that looks accurate as well. So the top should be lined up with those same flowers, and that is correct again. That looks pretty accurate to me. The photo is taken more from this angle, so yeah, that looks lined up nearly perfect. And then I would imagine on the bottom of this one, yeah, this is how that front pouch should have looked on the bottom. We should have this row right here dead center with the flowers evenly spaced on either side. And then if we look at the front of this pouch, it should be laid out the same as the back. So we have the flowers across the bottom, a little point sticking up, a little round edge, a little point, a little round edge, and then the flowers lined up perfectly across the top. So this pouch, the larger one in the back, the canvas is laid out perfectly. Now if we go back really quickly and look at the canvas on the smaller pouch on the front, the top of the smaller pouch should have the 2 round bits on either side at the very top corners. And that looks accurate. We have those there. And then we have the little hollow flowers on either side of the tag, 2 LVs in the middle, and then the bottom we should have little round bits in each corner, and then 3 of the little symbols right across the bottom. So the front of this pouch looks perfect. This one's lined up perfect as well. Alright, and then this next photo is going to show us the strap and the little coin purse that comes with this. So you essentially get 5 different pieces when you get this particular item. You get a round coin purse with a clip on top that you can clip to your strap. You get the chain, the smaller pouch, the larger pouch, and then the canvas strap, which is removable. Actually, all of the pieces of this are removable. You don't have to use it as a handbag if you don't want to. You could completely pull it apart and use each piece individually, separately, however you want to do it. But looking at the coin pouch right here, we have the exact same hardware, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well, but there is branding right there on it. That is accurate. That is correct. This is a swivel clip. That is accurate as well. The front of this coin pouch looks perfectly lined up. That is how it should look. That looks completely accurate to me. And then the back of it has the smaller monogram. Again, this canvas is lined up perfectly. No issue there. Again, on the zipper, I haven't even taken the covering off of this, but if you can see on that one, we have that same LV branding. And then the inside of the coin pouch is lined, and on the back of it there, if you can see, it does have the branding on it. So the little coin pouch is completely accurate, in my opinion. Okay, so if we look at the strap, according to the picture that we have, we know we should have the branding that begins and ends right at the points of these little tabs. And then we know these tabs should be trimmed in red. They should also have yellow stitching around them. We have a slide adjustment, and all of the hardware should be marked with LV. So let's start on this end. I don't know how well you can see it on that little clip right here, but we do have the branding. And again, we have the swivel clip. Right here, that Pochette piece looks lined up perfectly. And we do have the branding that ends right at the point of that Pochette, so that looks accurate. We have the slide adjustment. We have the little piece to clip your coin pouch. And then again, I think I'm showing that to you upside down, but we have the branding that starts right at the tip of this Pochette here. And by the way that this photo looks and lays the strap out, if the coin purse sits right here on this clip, then the branding should read out perfectly this direction, all the way across. And it does. If you can see that, it's laid out the right direction. It goes the right way all the way across and ends perfectly on this end. So this strap looks absolutely perfect to me. So going over this entire bag, every piece right here, the coin pouch, the strap, the chain strap, every single piece of this to me looks completely real. I have had this canvas before, the real one. This.
If you ever want to change it up, you can always cinch in the sides, and I will show you what that looks like. So you just cinch in this like that. And this is what it looks like with the sides cinched in. So if you ever want to change it up, you can always do that, and it does give it a different silhouette and a different style, and it looks really cute. So the first con of the Neverfull is that it doesn't have a zipper, so you don't get a lot of security and privacy with this bag. This bag can get very heavy, and especially the damier bean, if you have too many things in here, this can get very heavy, and the straps can start digging in onto your shoulder, and that can cause some discomfort. So that's another con. Overall, I think this is a great bag. I really don't have a lot of bad things to say about either bag. I love them both. They're both very nice and practical handbags. You can't go wrong with either one of these bags. Both bags are practical and beautiful. Both bags are popular, as you know, and it really depends on your personal preference which one would suit your lifestyle. If I had to choose between the Speedy 30 Bandolier and the Neverfull in the MM size, I would choose the Speedy 30 Bandolier because I just know that this one will fit my lifestyle and I will be able to wear it a lot more than this one. I really hope that you guys enjoyed my comparison video on my Speedy 30 Bandolier and my Neverfull in the MM size. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it helped you make a decision. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave me some comments in the comment section down below. Let me know if you own one of these bags or if you have both, which one is your favorite, how do you like to wear it, and if you decide to
it does say the same thing. It says the copyright button and then the Louis Vuitton Paris made in France, but the E of the hot stamp is really badly done, so obviously on an authentic bag you would not get that. Anyway, I really hope this video was helpful in some kind of way. Sorry it was so scattered and like lift up this one, lift up that one, but I tried. I'm not really that IT geeky, like nerdy, or very good at like editing, and I try to make things as simple as possible for myself. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope it helped you in some way. If you're saving up for your first LV bag like I did, just do a lot of research. Don't just watch my video, watch a lot of other people's videos, which I'm sure you're going to do. Also look up people's blogs, just type into Google, and yeah, just make sure what you're getting is what you're paying for, and just never feel pressured. And yeah, I'm not against fakes or anything. I'm totally fine with people wearing fake bags and stuff. It doesn't, I don't have like any opinion against it. It's like, do whatever floats your boat. You can get a lot of good ones out there, and I know I've seen a lot of girls carrying them, especially like you go to Thailand, Hong Kong, like all those places, you can get really like a crazy mass load of fakes right in front of you. It is really tempting, but like you get what you pay for. If you pay like $30 or whatever, you expect that quality from your bag, and it won't last as long, and it won't come with all the repairs and stuff, the service behind purchasing such an expensive bag. I'm gonna do another video reviewing my bag because I do have a lot of stuff to say about it. And yeah, I don't want to like clog up this video just in case you already do know you want it and you just want to know the differences. This is the end of my video. Don't forget to keep an eye out for my MM review, which will be coming up very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if it was helpful. Subscribe down here. Actually, I used to be like down here, but it's actually down here when I flip it. So yeah, subscribe if you want to be updated. Future videos from me. And yeah, see you on the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!